I am going to ask a few questions. And what I'd like to do is I just want you to say what comes to mind. And so I may kind of try to do them rapid fire.
Okay.
I'll give a pause in between.
Okay.
But I want you to answer them almost like, I think Vogue has like these questions that they ask people and you have to answer really quickly. And
The rapid fire questions?
Yeah,
Okay,
I love
got
those.
you.
I love those. And
Okay.
they usually follow someone around their home though. So we're not gonna do that. Who's supposed to be the breadwinner?
Who, in my relationship, or this is just in general?
In general.
Oh.
But you can, why don't you speak for yourself in your relationship?
I think ideal, the guy, to be honest. I think as much modern as we are, I think a lot of women, as independent as we are enabled to be today, at the end of the day, there's a level of respect that comes with, on both sides, with a man being able to provide. Not that he can't if he makes less, but there's a level of respect that comes with that, and I think it's just flows better if he can make more, but that's not always the case. So
It's interesting that you think that, because I know Barack for many years as a congressman made a lot less than Michelle at the law firm.
Did he really?
Yes. There is some data to suggest that men tend to not feel good about themselves, and men, all day long. I don't think it matters. I think you each contribute, but I have respectfully a lot of women that I interview say it's the man, and it's really interesting, because how do you reconcile wanting to make equal pay and then thinking that the man should earn more money ideally, because then that means that we should be paying men more.
And you have a great point there. We're in such a weird, funky place in our society, I think. For me, I've always felt like at this point, because I can be independent, like love is love, and if I find it, if he happens to be, it's just the worst case scenario possible, but if he happened to be like a garbage man type,
they
if
actually
he were
make pretty decent money.
I know.
They actually make pretty decent money. I think they're pulling down like $65K, something like that.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, with benefits.
Okay. Shout out.
Shout out to all the dudes who are,
maybe that's MLK's work back in the day.
picking up the rubbish. Yeah.
But let's just say, whatever job it is that he's got, but the fit is great. I think you can find a way to make it work. But money is just one of those weird things. I mean, it's like the number one reason people get divorced, I'm sure, is finances, they say. And so if in a perfect world, we'd be equally matched. And I think there are situations where I've never been in this situation, but where women can make more and still be in a happy relationship with their guy. I just think it shouldn't be the first thing we consider all the time is money.
I would agree with that. I don't think it should be the first thing that women should consider. And I think people get into this really slippery slope. Like if you're, an attorney, but you're female, does that mean that you take over all the household chores? Because you're female. Because your man makes a little bit more. It gets into this weird area that I will be honest that it's not the way I'm raising my daughter. I don't care if she's only 14, you guys, but she marries somebody who makes less. Don't really care. I honestly don't think it matters. It's hard for me to say I deserve to make as much as a man and then say, well, you need to earn more, and then I'm not comfortable with doing all the household chores. People have these archetypes that I think are outdated, and the archetypes really paint people into a corner where now they're arguing about who's responsible for what. And it gets as arbitrary as, well, you've got a penis, so therefore, and my cameraman's probably laughing because he hears me say this all the time, like, therefore you're in charge because you have junk and I don't. So that makes you more qualified to earn more money. It just doesn't make sense. And
No.
just because I have a vagina doesn't mean that I want to clean bathrooms.
No.
Yeah.
This is like my least favorite thing to do. It's bathrooms, actually.
It's actually honestly my favorite.
It's your favorite?
The
Oh.
least favorite is laundry. I hate laundry.
I'll do that all day.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
if
pay
I had
somebody
choose.
to do that.
And that's the point. Like today, we're both working in whatever capacity. If you're an entrepreneur or not, you're still working. And is that fair to put all the household, which is a whole nother job, onto the woman because that's traditional and, you know, maybe their mom was like that or whatever. But I think we have to find new ways to work together. And for me, I think it's, you know, what really are your strength areas? Are you the bathroom guy? Because if you'll do the bathrooms, I can do the dishes, or I can do the clothes, or we'll hire someone, you know, if we have to and it's all falling apart.
Yeah,
Let's just
yeah.
hire someone because it's a different day, you know, like we didn't work like this and we also didn't get paid like this back in the day. So
Right. Well, why would you also, if you can pay somebody $20 or $25 to do something, but if you earn $100 an hour, it's not worth your time. You're better off paying that person to do it once a week than to deplete, you know, your
6 hours of your time.
your earning potential. It doesn't even make sense. So it's, you know, it's whatever works. I'm more of a cook than my husband is. And so we always have lunch together. Everybody knows this. We have lunch together at 1 every day. So when I make, you know, the lunch, Kevin basically, he will just do the dishes. And, you know, he rinses them off and puts them in the dishwasher. And it works really well when I go grocery shopping because I love, my favorite thing to do is to grocery shop. I love it. Like, I never go with anybody to shop for clothes. I'm in and out. I'm like a dude. I don't like to shop, but I love to food shop because I live to eat.
You love to cook. Well, you
Yeah,
love to
I like to
cook.
cook,
So, you want to
so-
pick out your own stuff and like see what's new.
So, and he's great about, as soon as I'll say, hey, I'm going to be home in 5 minutes, and he meets me down, but he makes the kids come down and help too. And we all just kind of put everything away, but it's not, I don't know, they're not a whole
Gender-based.
lot of gender, focus. I mean, the fact that I guess that I grocery shop and I do the cooking, but it's because I like it.
Yeah.
I grill. Kevin does not grill. Like, he bought me the green egg for, he does grill. I should say he does grill. He's actually been doing more grilling, let me take it back, than I have lately, but it's just because I've been working so much. So I'll have him build the fire. But the green egg is mine. And for years, I was the one who did exclusively all the grilling. In fact, I went to the green egg store, and this guy who was really tall, like 6'6" or something, is like, hey, you know, you're looking, I think he called me little lady. You looking for something for your husband? And I'm like, no,
This is for me.
the green egg is mine. Yeah,
I'm the griller.
yeah. Yeah,
That's
so
fabulous.
it is kind of, it's interesting. But then Kevin makes all the drinks. I've become helpless. Like, if I want a martini, I'm like, can you make me a martini? I know, but I haven't made a drink for myself in years.
That's great.
He always makes the drinks. Yeah, I like that too. I love that. He always makes the coffee too.
So you just found your own fit together. Like, these
Yeah.
are his things, these are my things.
Yeah. Somebody's trying to call me. That means business for me.
Oh, that's you. Oh, I'm so glad it's not mine.
Yeah, it's mine. It's my, I have an iPad, so sorry about that, you guys. So off camera, you said something about the reason why women stay in relationships, or they did years ago.
Yeah, so my thought this is literally just Andrea's thought, internal, that I've had for years. You know, because it feels a little unfair because everyone's always like, these generations don't get married and blah, blah, blah. And I really do think it's for so many reasons, but one of the reasons I think our grandparents stayed together so long was not always because it just worked and it was so good, it was because women weren't financially empowered to leave.
Right.
And so they knew, I can't bring up a fight about this because it's not going to do me any good, because where am I going to go? Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? What about my kids? They were not empowered to say, I'm not about to put up with that anymore. So they kept the peace far more than we might do today. When they otherwise were like, I could have spoken up. They wanted to speak up and they couldn't, because they were like, what's the point? Because what am I going to do with myself? I don't have the capability to leave. Whereas today, we are very much financially empowered and we know we don't have to put up with that, so why would we?
Well, no, I totally agree. I think that women know their power, and yet I think the shift has been, for me, and what I see with my clients, is a need to have our partners grow us. Somebody who shares our vision for the future, who compliments us and grows us. And I'll say this last thing is that I think about, like, who would I be without my husband, who was with me through graduate school. I was with him through graduate school. Like, who would we be without each other? I just don't want to grow old with anybody else. Like, he's the person I laugh with, and I send stupid videos. I sent him a video yesterday with cats attacking people, which was so hilarious. But only we thought it was funny, these cats attacking people.
Cat videos are funny.
So anyway, nobody else is going to think that stuff is funny, or if I see something on a comedian on Netflix. So I don't want to be without him, because not only does he grow me, but he laughs at the stupid things I say, that at the end of the day, we're each other's best friend. And that has nothing to do with him earning money. Yeah. It's really interesting, because as we've gotten older, like Kevin had COVID.
Oh.
And I know, it was awful. He got it in like February, before like they
People
were really
knew,
rolling
like,
out
really
the vaccine and all that. And it's just one of those things where now we're much more concerned when the other one is sick now. Just because we've gotten older, and it's like, oh gosh, I don't want to be without you. I don't want to be without you. Oh. It's like you kind of take it for granted when somebody's like in their 30s. Then it's like, oh my gosh, no, are you okay? What's going on?
Are you gonna make it?
What's your symptoms? Like, what's happening? Because you're like,
please make it.
Yeah.
Don't leave me.
I don't know. I've in my business, I've seen too many people lose their spouses. Yeah, that's a reason why sometimes people show up too, is they're grieving the loss of a spouse.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I have a story about that later. Well,
okay.
Yeah.
We've been gabbing on camera, off camera. We've been having a good time.